Hey, what's good, bro? What's your name? Hey, I'm Zephaniah. I seen you get out the car. You was intrigued. You got questions?
Well, I just wanted to. We're from Colorado.
Okay.
I've been trying to start up a church.
Okay, we got a school in Colorado. The soldier explained to you what we preaching, what we teaching. So let me ask y'all a question. What's your nationality? African American. Hey, get him. Tell him don't go nowhere. What? Mexican. Can we find African or American or Mexican in the Bible? No. So what? Y'all believe in God, right? You want to start a church. So who are you to God? How do y'all relate to God in the Bible? Huh? The teachings? So I'm saying, like, because in the Bible it's nationalities. You read the Bible before, right? So what nation of people do you line up with? Like, you got the Canaanites, the Jebusites. You got all these different nations. Who do you relate to? Because it's nations of people on the earth today, right? So where do you find yourself in the Bible? How can you relate to the Bible? Get John 8:32. Watch this.
John chapter 8 and verse 32.
Read.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So Jesus Christ, because when you read this, the letters are red, so Christ is speaking. He said, you shall know the truth, and the truth gonna make you free. What's the truth? Huh? Exactly, let's get that. The word of God is the truth. Did not Donald Trump call the so-called Mexicans illegal aliens? But this your land, right? So how does that work? You in the land is yours, God gave it to you. Then somebody come conquer you, the conquistadors, and now they call you illegal aliens. They building a wall to keep your ancestors out of their own land. Give me that Lamentations 5. That's in the Bible. Did you know that was in the Bible? Watch this. Watch what God say. Because that's one thing in Christianity they do not do. They don't read the Bible as it is written. They give you ideology. They give you a philosophy of men, but they don't give you the word of God. Watch this. Read.
Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 2.
No, start at verse 1.
Verse 1.
Yeah.
Verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us.
So Jeremiah, this letter right here is a prayer to God. He said, God, remember what happened to us in 1492 with Ponce de Leon, Hernan Cortez, Christopher Columbus, when they came over here and conquered our forefathers. Read.
Consider and behold our reproach.
He said, we are reproached today. We cast down. Do anybody outside of the Hispanics want to be Mexican? Even amongst the Hispanics, Puerto Ricans look down on Mexicans like they but y'all brothers and sisters, but they look at you like, oh, you nothing. That's what God's saying. Who want to be black? Do anybody want to be a Negro? They might, hey, you dress clean. You got the drip. I want to dress like you, but do they want to go through what the black man go through? No. Read that again.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us.
Come on.
Consider and behold our reproach.
Read.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Your forefathers inherited this land, but he said now it's turned to strangers. Another nation came and conquered your land. Same thing for the black man. When you go into the history, the Moors, we ruled Europe, we ruled Africa. But in the 1400s, we got conquered by strange people, and our inheritance, what we inherited from God, it was turned to another people. Read.
And our houses to aliens.
He said our houses to aliens. So God said the conquistadors, the strange people that conquered you, or the people that conquered the black man, they the strangers, they the aliens. He said our inheritance, you inherited this land. He said it's turned to strangers, to aliens. Read.
Verse 3. We are orphans and fatherless.
Are not blacks and Hispanics orphans and fatherless to this day? Why? Because the cops kill our fathers. They mass incarceration. So our young women wake up, they grow up twerking in the strip clubs because we ain't got no father figure in the house. Because they know if you want to destroy the nation, you start with the man.
Bring it up.
That's where you start. That's the starting point. Read that again.
We are orphans and fatherless.
So now we are orphans. We fatherless because our fathers are dead or they in jail or they just not in the house. He said we orphans, we fatherless, we without the father figure in the household. Read.
Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money.
Don't you gotta go in the store and get water? But water fall from the sky for free. That's a curse. God said we drink all water our water. Because when the natives, the so-called Hispanics and indigenous people, when they ruled the Americas, they had aqueducts and waterways going right through the city. You could go in your backyard and get some clean, fresh water to drink. Now you gotta go in a Quick Trip and get Aquafina, Dasani. You got a water bill. Read that again.
We have drunken our water for money.
Come on.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Read.
Our necks are under persecution.
Who is persecuted more than blacks and Hispanics? I watched a video this week. It was a Hispanic man in California that was killed the same way as George Floyd 2 months before George Floyd. It never hit the news.
Bring it up.
Why they didn't show that? Why they didn't show that? I saw his family, they was on the news, they was crying. They just released the video. It happened 2 months before George Floyd. They got him back to the police station. He didn't want to take a DUI. He didn't want to do the DUI test, so they forcefully tried to take his blood. They kneeled on his neck for 2 minutes, and when they turned him over from taking his blood, he was dead in the police station.
This happened just 2 months before George Floyd died while in police custody, and now the video's being made public. It is disturbing. Here's Jim Murray.
You're witnessing the shocking final minutes of a 38-year-old man's life. Edward Bronstein, a father of 5, was pulled over for suspicion of driving under the influence, and the California Highway Patrol got a warrant to draw his blood.
Okay, I'll do it willingly. Fine, I'll do it willingly.
Okay.
I'll do it willingly, dude.
But then he starts questioning the officers in this video recorded by a CHP supervisor.
It's a court order. It's a court order.
The man continues to argue.
You're bringing the fight to this, not us.
I'm not fighting it at all.
Then have a seat and provide your arm. This is your last opportunity.
An officer warns the man will go face down on the mat if he doesn't cooperate.
Okay, I'll do it willingly. I'll do it willingly. I'll do it willingly.
At least 5 officers surround the man as he screams he'll consent.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
One officer puts his knee on the suspect's back. Edward Bronstein shouts, "I can't breathe," at least 10 times.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Officers continue to tell him to relax. A minute later, Bronstein falls silent. Officers check his pulse multiple times. Later, CPR is started, but it's too late. He dies at the scene.
But it never hit the news. You want to know why it didn't hit the news? Because they don't want the blacks and Hispanics to correlate that through the curses of God, we are the children of Israel.
Right.
Israel, hold that. Give me Jeremiah 50 and 33. We coming right back to Lamentations. Listen to what God's saying in the Bible. And Christianity is not teaching the Bible. They only tell you what? John 3:16, God love everybody. But do God love everybody? If God love everybody, why blacks and Hispanics get oppressed and everybody else not getting the oppression that we face?
Bring it out.
Y'all in Colorado, when y'all go to the rich part of Colorado, where it's not a lot of people that look like y'all, do their communities look like ours? Same thing in Dallas. When you go to North Dallas, in certain parts where our people not found, it's not the same. They ain't got gang violence. They don't got prostitution. You don't see drug needles, crack bags, weed bags on the ground. That's not going on in their communities. It's only going on in our communities because we break the laws of God. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33.
Come on.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Read.
The children of Israel.
The who?
The children of Israel.
That's who the blacks and Hispanics are today. The children of Israel. If you're a so-called Mexican, you're an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
If you're a so-called black or African American, you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
Read.
And the children of Judah,
Come on.
were oppressed together.
You hear that? God said the children of Israel and the children of Judah, they were oppressed together. Read it again.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Read.
The children of Israel.
The children of Israel,
And
the
the
so-called Hispanics, the natives, read.
And the children of Judah.
And the children of Judah, you so-called blacks, read.
Were oppressed together.
That's why they brought the black man to the natives' land in 1619 on slave ships, so they could oppress us together. We oppressed together under the same thing that's on your neck, brother. The same thing that's on your shirt. That cross, Christianity, that's what they used to enslave our people. Come look at this sign. You see this right here? What's in the Jesuit priest's hand? That's our forefather, King Atahualpa. Look him up. You see what they forcing him to do? They was like, hey, worship this cross or we gonna kill you. And he asked them, hey, when I die, he said, when y'all die, where y'all going? They was like, heaven. He was like, well, I'd rather go to hell. Because why? That's oppression. You killing my people with that cross. And now they teach us that cross is our salvation. That's not a sign to worship or to hold in high esteem. Because that cross, what did it mean back in ancient Rome? What was they doing with the cross? In ancient Rome, what was they doing with the cross?
Bring it out.
They was killing the children of Israel.
Right.
When Christ got crucified, was he the only one? It was somebody on his left hand who got crucified and his right. That's the same thing as the noose in America.
Bring it up.
They hanging blacks and Hispanics by the masses. Body after body getting hung. That cross is a sign of oppression.
Right.
When your oppressor see you with that cross on, he know I still got him trapped mentally. And I'm gonna get that out the Bible. Read what you got. Then we're gonna get Deuteronomy 28. Nah, read Habakkuk.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 18.
Listen to what God's saying about the cross or any other graven image. Read that.
What profited the graven image?
God said, is there any profit in you wearing that cross? Let's see. Read.
That the maker thereof have graven it.
Come on.
The molten image and a teacher of lies.
He said that cross teach you lies. Because in Christianity, they say the cross is your salvation. Bear your cross. Yeah, the scriptures say bear your cross, but it's not talking about actually wearing a cross.
Right.
It's talking about any trials or tribulation you got in your life. Pick it up and carry that load and serve God with it.
Right.
That's what it's saying. It ain't saying worship the cross or kneel at the cross or kiss the cross, because that was a sign of oppression.
Right.
Read.
And a teacher of lies.
It teach lies. Read.
That the maker of his work trusted therein.
He said, because the maker make you trust in that cross, but ain't no salvation in it. It's a dumb idol. Read.
To make dumb idols?
Come on.
Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake. To the dumb.
Hold on. He said, woe unto him that say to the wood, awake. What are most crosses made out of? Talk to me. What? Wood. The cross that Christ got crucified, it was made out of wood. Read that part again.
Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake.
Read.
To the dumb stone, arise.
Then the stone, that's going into Islam, the other biggest religion on the earth. Because they got what they worship in Islam. What they worship in Islam? The Kaaba stone. It's a rock, the Kaaba stone. They go to Mecca, they walk around it 7 times, they kiss and make a hajj. He said wood and stone, Christianity and Islam, right there in the Bible.
Right.
Read that.
Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver.
He said sometimes they put gold and silver on these crosses or on these graven images. Read.
And there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
He said ain't no life in these things. Read.
But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him.
He said, but the Lord is in his holy temple. And y'all brothers right here, y'all the holy temple of the Lord.
Right.
He want to be in y'all. But for us to get the Spirit of God in us, we got to start to keep the commandments. Deuteronomy 28.
Yes, sir.
So watch this. I'm going to prove further we the children of Israel. But let me ask y'all another question before we touch this point. What does Christ look like? Jesus Christ, what did he look like? He was black? How you know? Y'all just talking about that? All right. So we're gonna see what it says in the Bible. Now get Deuteronomy. So that cross on your neck, brother, you gotta get rid of that thing, because that's idolatry. That's the first commandment God told us. He said, don't serve no other God. Because our people put that on a pedestal today. It's worshipped as God or looked at as of God, and it's not. It was a time of oppression towards our people. Deuteronomy 28, read verse 15, then jump down to 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15.
Come on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God said that we don't listen to him. Read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So curses is gonna happen. Is a curse good or is it bad? It's bad. So would you say the status of blacks and Hispanics today, is it bad or is it good? Like, what's the plight of the black people in America? Is it good? It's bad, right? So God said, if we don't listen to him, we're gonna be cursed. So when you say we'll curse people, not even just in America, anywhere you go, we looked at as less than everybody else. Niggas. In the Constitution, we was 3/5 of a man. So God said curses gonna be on the children of Israel if they don't listen to do what he telling them to do. Read.
You want verse 48?
Was you finished with 15?
Yes, sir.
All right, jump down.
Verse 48.
So this is one of the curses, so we can tell who the children of Israel are today. Read that.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Do we serve other nations? Because God said we're going to serve our enemies who the Lord sent against us. Do we serve other nations? Okay, so what's your last name? Where would you say you from originally, the origins of your people? Africa. Is Jones an African last name? So you got to be serving your enemy if you got his last name.
Bring it out.
What about you? What's your last name? Bailey. Is that an African last name? No. So you got to be serving somebody if you got somebody else, another nation of people last name. Same with Hispanics. Cortez, Hernandez. They not Spanish. They not from Spain. So how did they get those names? They were conquered and those names were put on them by another nation of people.
Read
that again from the top.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
We pay taxes. That's how we serve our enemy. I know you might be like, oh, everybody pay taxes. But that's their own people. If you got your own people paying taxes, that's between y'all. But we ain't supposed to be in servitude to no other nation of people. Right. We only supposed to serve God, right? That's our God. But God said since we broke his commandments, he put us base in the earth under all other nations. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
And God said he sent them against us. That's why the transatlantic slave trade happened. That's why the conquistadors came over here, Christopher Columbus. That's how he found America.
Right.
God sent them over here to conquer the natives because they weren't keeping his commandments. Read.
In hunger.
He said we got to serve them in food. Whataburger, Jack in the Box, your favorite place to eat. Do our people own it? No. So that means you going to your enemies, another nation, to get your food. And then there's a lot of reports that go out today. They talk about how the food bad, eat clean, be a vegan, eat green, all this stuff. Why? Because we going to a people that don't serve God to get our food. That's why they inject the food with all type of hormones, right, and all these things. Read.
And in thirst.
Read.
And in nakedness.
In nakedness. All the clothes we got on. When you read the tag, it don't say made in Tyrone house. Made in the hood. Where it say made in China. And when we go to China, they call us niggas. God's showing you. Right. You got to serve your enemies for these things. People that hate you, the bare necessities in life, because you didn't want to serve me, you got to go to people that hate you to get these things. Read.
And in want of all things.
Come on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He said he gonna do what?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Look closely. This is not from a movie. This is not something that we drew. This is an actual picture of one of our forefathers in slavery in America. Read that part again.
And he shall put
and he, a man, a people, gonna do what?
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Who is the Bible talking about? Who else did this happen to? Nobody else in history. Right. He said, and he, a man that I'm gonna put over you because you didn't want to serve the one true God. He gonna put a yoke of iron on your neck. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Are we not destroyed today? As a people, we are mentally destroyed. We spiritually destroyed because we don't know our God. We don't serve him. We don't even know who we are. God said we're gonna have yokes of iron on our neck until we mentally and spiritually destroyed. So do we got the yokes on our neck still? They on our neck physically? No, why? It's mentally, yeah, because we destroyed. Right. Now we destroyed. So he said I can take the physical chains off because I got them under mental or spiritual chains now. Right. Spiritually, they destroyed. They ain't seeking their God.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.